This wasn't the first conversion. The original was a bed full of lead acid batteries and a forklift motor. Used to smoke the tires like crazy, but probably because it didn't have a safety switch on the brakes.
Yeah.
And which is what we're basically kind of, you know, one of these guys. It's just going to be a little pretend there's no brake button. This is a 1958 Chevy Apache pickup that it's kind of on its second or third electric iteration. These guys, Steamwhistle, who owns the truck, it's a beer company, they basically came to us because the current battery in it was just not giving them any kind of good range. The initial job that they wanted us to do was actually do a straight battery swap and just give them some more kilowatt hours, and not even crazy range, but just enough for them to be able to get to between their facilities in town, sort of thing. That was the initial job, but when we actually got the truck, it wasn't working at all. It was a Nissan Leaf conversion, but done in a respect where the guy who did the initial conversion did it where he used every single possible Nissan Leaf component required to keep the car running. So instead of using, you know, the Resolve EV or the Thunderstruck or any of those sort of aftermarket brains which make a really simple conversion, he decided to take all the magic black boxes and all the weird gizmos that the Nissan Leaf needed to run and put them in this truck. So as we started digging in, we just found rat nests of wires and everything else. To even start to troubleshoot fixing it, you basically have to be a Nissan Leaf technician on this. We did a little bit of digging, and because some systems were removed, obviously there's no ABS and everything else, even running a simple like error code scan came up with just this boatload of errors that may or may not have had anything to do with the problems that the car had. So it was kind of this running errors, and no one could really understand why. I actually did contact the guy who did the original setup on it. It was a really complicated setup, and his basic advice was just like, yeah, buy a Nissan service manual and read it. But I can actually show you the rat's nest. So literally, in this box is what we had to pull out of the truck. Literally. And just, you know, there's the original display, blacked out, so it only showed battery and temp. The original controls for forward, neutral, reverse. All the connectors, all the weird little relays and stuff was all on the sidewalls of the car. A ton of it was tucked up under the dash. And even he went so far as to use the Leaf brake booster, which is great to have electronic brake assist, but all the sensors and everything that went with the pedals had to go in it. So we even decided to eliminate that and go really, really simple with it. So here, this is kind of the post. We've cleaned up all the wiring in here. We didn't touch the physical install. All the linkages were removed. We're pretty sure it's a 4-speed transmission. It's been left in 4th gear for the best possible highway speed ratio, and it does fine on the highway. It'll do, 60, 65 miles an hour, no problem. The charging ports got put in. It uses the original Leaf radiator. We switched it to a Gen 1 Tesla brake booster, the iBooster one. It's well known for being a retrofit, and it went in there so nicely. We had to change some brake cables anyway, or some brake hoses anyway, because there were some leaks and stuff. Yeah, the wiring, the basic loom that just goes, from the PDM to the inverter, like typical Leaf stuff, and then tied in a couple of basic relays, a couple of fuses under the dash, and then the harness just goes inside in the dash in here, where you can see Kyle is doing the final cleanup. So in here, we basically, that's the biggest part of the mess. That's the Resolve EV. and just, you know, the loom that we have coming down to it, it's going to easily tuck up in underneath.
Hey, so my name is Kyle. I'm one of the technicians that works on the EV conversion projects. So we've already tested everything. We just finished the week with doing the under the hood wiring process. It's a bit of a tedious process. We're, you know, doing a lot of work to try and make it look as clean and from the factory as possible, even though obviously this old Apache Chevy would not have been electric from the factory. Unlike with most of the EV conversions that we do, this truck already had all of the hard fabrication work done. A lot of the time, I'm spending a good amount of time leading into any of the wiring before we even remotely get close to doing any of that, just fitting the engine in the vehicle. In this case, we got lots of room for batteries in the bed of the truck, tons of space to play with there. That's usually a huge factor in doing a good conversion, is how do you stuff all of your batteries into it? Do you have to split the battery pack that was originally part of the Nissan Leaf into a bunch of different smaller sub-packs? In this case, we don't have to do any of that. When we got the vehicle, it was non-operable. Someone had previously done a number of electric conversions on it. This truck, for example, doesn't have airbags, doesn't have ABS, doesn't have traction control. It came in for a battery pack, and now it's going out with an entirely new control system, brand new electrics all the way through, controlling the Nissan Leaf components, as well as an upgraded battery pack.
We kind of went over and above what we were commissioned to do, but just, you know, like just having a good driving experience, being able to get in the car, turn the key, have the radio, have all your accessories work was kind of the goal on this. So all of this we had to do even before getting to the battery. Because it's a much simpler system, we could probably squeak a little bit more life out of this. But because it was already so low, we decided that we're going to swap it out. We turn these sideways and spread them out. That's how it originally laid out in the car. And what we're actually going to replace it with is an untouched Leaf cell, because it will fit in the entire bed of the truck. Weight distribution is really going to be fine for it. Essentially, just taking this out, these cells will probably be recycled for solar energy or something. You know, there's still lots of life left in them, just not for EVs. We've got a pre-existing 2015 24 kilowatt pack from a Leaf. It has 80% health left on it, so that's just going to go in here. But I have to, once again, these guys, they put the main contactors down underneath the bed of the truck, and that's where the BMS hookup is. So we're going to reroute that stuff. So basically the two plugs just sit at the front of the box, and we can fork in a new battery and just plug it in, and it should be good to go. And if there's ever any issues, it's as serviceable as any other Leaf, right? Because the truck's in awesome condition. It's really fun to drive. I-booster brakes are great. It's got power steering. It's a really nice, fun to drive truck. It doesn't feel like an old truck at all. Great experience overall. We want to keep that going. So future-proofing it almost, you know, like Legos. Put a battery in, plug it in.
Because these hold the cells together. This holds the cells to the frame.
Yeah, everything ultimately goes to this bottom plate.
Why don't you just pull all the bolts for the cell components.
And then I don't know if I can get in.
Yeah, if you did like one here and there, then
Dragging it back will be easy now.
Sounds like it's starting to roar underneath there. You know?
Well, I realized that if I just came down here and reefed on all the nuts, they all just kind of come out. Like the whole battery's almost disconnected from the truck. The last, like the first nut and the last nut are actually under the frame rail.
Oh, lovely.
So I gotta get a wrench. Yeah, there's a complete wooden floor under this bed, eh?
That's upsetting to me.
Same over hardware, there's nuts all over the floor that go along with these guys. And then, because I can reuse these. So we got the entire old battery assembly out. We were able to split it into two main parts. Get those out, slide them out, pick them up with the forklift. It's the complete leaf cell as it came out of the car. That's how we're gonna put it in the truck. We're gonna offset it back here a little bit and then figure out where we need to drill holes to run the new wiring. Now, we gotta find the wiring and do everything else, and I want to have enough distance so we can do that. But this is great. Yeah. So this battery is our used Nissan Leaf. I think it came out of a 2015. It's a 24 kilowatt hour battery. It is at 80% health as we've measured it. The car, it was out of a junkyard, and I think the dash reading had about 160 kilometers. So what is that, like 100 miles on it? But it had no quick charges on it. It was all level 1, level 2. So I think that's what saved the batteries quite a bit. I don't know which one goes to good and which one goes to bad. But essentially, we're in a good place. Like I could bolt that into that right now. Perfect. Yeah, the only thing we have to do is figure out what the frick is positive and what the frick is negative.
Is there a way to tell based upon the connector?
We would have to just plug in the battery and measure it out.
Okay.
I know what's positive and negative down here.
Yeah.
Because down there, this is the... Is there any markings on this at all that
would dictate it? If that goes in like that.
This is the way, this side.
That side's negative? Okay. Looking at it like that.
I need to do this side, which is then wrong because it goes that way, which makes that the negative.
Maybe don't include the part where he says, I'm pretty sure this is negative.
Really? That's where we put our holes? Yep. I thought they would be the hell over there. That's really close.
The BMS cable that I made has, like, it's lubed, but it's not lubed the entire way.
Oh, I think... we'll definitely look at it out. This will be in the cab. Why don't I shut this up now?
Yep. Got it. That's how you do that. You can connect that ground can be connected to the BMS. Oh, it is. Look at that. Look at that.
All right, so this is post new battery, post all new electronics. Taking a rip around the block. We're at 1 level of regen, so you'll be able to hear that. Got some get up and go. Forgot about getting seats.
So far, so good?
It's quite solid. Like the whole driving experience overall is quite solid.
Is it a little less rattly this time around?
It's way less rattly.
Like,
You can actually, like I took the corners really hard, like
Yeah.
where I was starting to slide across the bench.
Perfect.
So, yeah, I think we need a line lock if we want to do burnouts.
I think we will probably need a line lock.
Yeah.
Yep.
But we got the button for it, and our Christmas tree all lights up. They have to get new wiper arms and wipers, but we fixed all the wiper shit. That's the beauty of it, is that all these, it's an old school tonneau cover that just snaps on around.
Oh yeah, yeah, like a canvas.
We could get the guys upstairs.
So cover this and then put a tunnel on.
Yeah. Have a look inside. It looks different. Okay. So reverse, neutral, drive. 1 bar means 1 level of regen, 2 level of regen, no level of regen. Right? So, and you got to have your foot on the brake to activate these gears.
Would you want it in regen?
So regen is basically foot off the pedal. You get a little bit of that pullback. Right? If you don't want anything, just take it off. Right. Most of our bikes all have sort of a little bit of regen on them type thing. Wow. So all of this,
It's so clean in here.
it's Kyle. So Kyle did all of this with me.
Kyle, nice work, man. It's beautiful in here. I like simplicity. It's really nice.
Yes. This, we were calling the burnout button, but there's still not enough kick. So basically what this does is when you press it, it disables the brake pedal so you can throttle and brake at the same time.
Oh.
So if you want to try and hold the front brakes and do a burnout, then you have to
I mean,
press this
burnouts
button.
are really not that important to us. Right.
Anyway, we put it in. There was room on the dash. And then these guys, we replaced your wiper switch because there wasn't one, but that's it. Oh, and there's now a working radio in here. And all the
Really?
speakers are hooked back up. And we changed the lock on that.
No way.
Yeah.
That's
So,
Use it. Look, it's got the high-low beams on here. It doesn't work, does it?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Your brakes work. Yeah.
No way. Really? Oh, that's cool. See, I mean, mainly what this does is it sits out in front of the roundhouse. You clean it all up, and then people marvel at it, right?
Yeah. Now it's kind of twist and go.
Yeah.
Turn
No,
the
it's
key,
excellent.
hit the pedal.
So I can drive it back and forth to work.
No, this is 80%.
Okay.
This is an 80% 24 kilowatt battery. Your original battery was slightly bigger, but I don't know what the percentage was.
Right. And in terms of plugging it in?
Same as it was before. So under the dash,
His hand stuff? So there was a guy, there was an old dude, this is 15 years ago, who was painting trucks still, because no one does it for the picture. And he was at a car show, and we somehow connected, and he hand painted all this stuff. So cool.
that's where you plug it in. Same as before, but now the display shows you the charge in the kilowatts.
Okay, so our final step in this process of converting this vehicle, finishing it off, is just properly covering the Nissan Leaf battery that is underneath this platform in the bed. So we built basically a little steel structure that is bolted to the bed. And then to match the rest of the bed, we just put another couple sheets of aluminum diamond plate over top of it and secure it properly, which leaves the bed semi-usable. They can merchandise this bed or actually transport something with it. You know, not a ton, but it's certainly more usable than it was. And this gives a little bit of extra protection to that battery, which is sealed underneath in the OEM Nissan Leaf box. And that's pretty much it.
So you can turn it on without all this shit, but it's great that you can actually see your horn.